So we'll remove this top one, and this bottom one, I don't exactly have a warm fuzzy feeling about it coming out. This one's not bad. Threads are dry. When we reinstall these, we use Never Sees. Meyer is using Never Sees at the factory now on all their assemblies. So just something to keep in mind. You're going to need some Never Sees if you're rebuilding your pump and you ever want to get it apart again. Yeah, this one here is probably going to snap. There's no way to get to the other end of it to try to lube it. So you kind of hope for the best. But I can tell you right now, it's probably going to snap, and this will be the first I've ever snapped. Well, maybe it's going. Feels like it's actually going. All right. Very good. This Fenner motor was made for Meyer products, or should I say, Fenner was the vendor for Meyer products for this motor. And a lot of people insist on getting a replacement that's original OEM, original equipment manufacturer, Meyer motor. This particular motor is made in China. So if you're worried about, there you go, see that corrosion? If you're worried about a lack of quality and aftermarket replacement motor for this particular unit, wanting to replace it with a single lug motor and it's made in China, I wouldn't be too leery because the original is made in China. Excuse me. The next generation of this motor, and as you can see the screws are out of it, it's just staying right where it is. The next generation of this motor that uses the two lugs is manufactured by Iskra, I-S-K-R-A, and they're made in Slovenia. The third generation of this larger motor, currently in use by Meyer, is made by Prestolite, just like they used to be back in the 70s for the E47 units. And Prestolite is manufacturing them, I believe, in Oklahoma, USA. So, this is how we try to get it off, and we work our way up from here, but this is just a large rubber mallet. Sometimes they come, usually they don't. Usually we get the case off and the armature is sticking out of the base of the motor, and we'll see. But these motors are pretty heavy, so you want to support it even though you're smacking it. And believe me when I tell you, I'm giving it a pretty good smack. I'm always afraid I'm going to crack a base when I'm doing this, but there really isn't much other way to get it off. And as I can see right here, turn it for you. The casing of the motor is starting to separate from the base of the motor. Depending on how bad I destroy it getting it apart, this owner may be going for a new motor. We'll see. As you can see, corrosion that's just raining out of here. Show you again how this gap is opening up and this casing is starting to come off and the armature is going to be stuck. Every time I see one of these up for auction on a certain auction site on the internet with a single lug motor, I gotta laugh because I know somebody's going to get stuck with it and they're going to be stuck doing exactly what I'm doing right now when they want to rebuild it, because there's no way to get this side plate off without removing the motor first. And I think you'll be kind of shocked when you see the the debris that's inside this sump. Okay, well, as I said, we're separated. We're rotating on the armature. So let's slide that out, if we can get that. The O-ring just snapped. Oh, okay, well, the armature actually came out still inside the casing. You can see it's pretty crusty and rusty in there. Here's your carbon brushes inside of here. A lot of dust and corrosion. Now we're going to have the fun task of getting this end plate off. You can see the corrosion. This was inside the motor, and you'll be able to see it on the back side too. This is not usually easy to do. We try to work it however we can. There's really nowhere to get in here with a screwdriver and pry without damaging something. So here's the pump shaft right here. It should turn pretty freely, which it does. It's a little stiff. Alright, so now I'm going to have to get a chisel and a hammer, and we're going to have to work this. Now again, I'm wearing my safety glasses. You'll probably see the aluminum chips will be flying here. So, it's kind of difficult to get an angle. I've used a center punch as well as a chisel. I usually try to start out with the chisel. There goes a piece. I try to work my way around, break that corrosion free. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, this one's going. I didn't chew it up too bad, but it's actually breaking free. And there we go. Now, you can see what I'm talking about with the corrosion. And this surface here we'll clean and coat with never seize when we reassemble this unit. We're using our screwdriver to take off the heavy corrosion, and I'll be going over this with the wire wheel on the 4.5-inch grinder. Not sure how much it helps, but when I build these pumps, or actually rebuild one for sale, I actually paint this. This area gets painted. I mask off just the shaft, and I paint the outside of this plate. Like I say, it may help, it may not. I haven't had one back yet to actually see how well it works as far as preventing corrosion. Some of these, like I said, I put the never seize, and I've also sprayed a fluid film on there. I believe it does help. There's a couple of places actually that I spray fluid film. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you use it. I love it. We spray this in a couple of locations when we're reassembling the unit, and when we get to that point, we'll show you.